actually, one of my favorite part of Banshee is just kind of the exploration of Proctor and Rebecca and their relationship.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just so
It's twisted, huh?
twisted, and just every time you're like, I think I know. You just can't really figure out what they're going. Does that continue sort of in this third season?
It'll continue to some extent. To that extent, I can't talk about it. Unfortunately, you have to watch it.
So, can you talk about Proctor's journey this third season? Where does it start?
He's definitely still Proctor. He starts off very well, but then gets some family problems and goes into a sort of softer side of him. There's a little emotional detour, and but returns with a vengeance back to his normal him that you should fear.
Well, Jaden returns. So
Right.
does Proctor get any sort of interaction with him because he's involved with
with
I'm just wondering
yeah.
if Jaden comes after him, or if
He is. Jaden comes to Banshee, and I'm in Banshee, and I own Banshee, so there will be some sort of clash. Oops, I'm banging the table.
Oh, no, that's okay.
So yeah, but again, unfortunately, I can't tell too much about it, but for sure there will be things going on.
Now, we saw a softer side, and then you mentioned there would be some side of Proctor last season, with his mother, and then,
Yeah.
Is that something that you enjoy playing? Do you like more of the harder side?
Anything that expands the character, I think, is interesting, and I enjoy playing that for sure.
Now, is there some interaction that maybe Proctor has this season with a character that we didn't expect, or is there maybe a character that you'd love to have interactions with that you haven't had interactions with yet?
What am I doing here? Yes, there's more of the family stuff that goes on that I haven't had so much to do with before, and that's now being touched upon. So that's good. Someone I'm trying to think. I think it'd be interesting if me and Lucas Hood, I was about to say Anthony, but Lucas Hood, if they had to work together between the coming seasons, if it goes that far, it could be interesting.
Against a bigger bad.
Something,
Save Banshee.
Could be interesting, because after the third season, we've been around sort of the infrastructure of Banshee, so to speak, but also for my character, we've been pretty much around. He beats, he cries, and he loves, and he's angry, he's lonely, and so he's pretty well covered at that point. So the next would be story and plot things that would be interesting to explore.
Proctor has a really interesting relationship with Clay as well.
Right.
Is he back this season, or are we going to see more of that?
There'll be a few hints to how we met, and yeah.
Ooh.
But part of the strength of that character, Burton, is the fact that you know very little about him, in my opinion. Because you get to make up your own mind, and any audience member is a way better actor than any actor. Because you get to just to use your imagination. You go like, you make up these great stories. You never make up a bad story. It's like when you read a book, you know what I mean. You make the perfect book and world out of it.
Now, is there a moment that you're looking forward for people to see this season for Proctor that you can tease a little bit?
Well, I think that emotional detour is interesting. Part of a bad guy, who we've seen cut people's fingers off.
Yeah.
Stab whatever that ice pick through somebody's mouth.
Or the meat grinder.
Meat grinder. So having an emotional side is definitely an interesting addition to the character.
Now, is it easier for you to just get back into the character of Proctor after several seasons, or do you still find new things about him?
That's very dependent on the writing and the scenes and what direction they're going. But But definitely, yeah. He's an interesting character because he's so multifaceted, I think. And yeah, sure, you get to find out bits and pieces. I'd like to have more humor in there, just a little bit of a smile now and again, a little bit of just it'd be interesting to explore sort of his.
Have Proctor smile in season 4. All I want.
No, just like there's a few moments where he teases Matt Savito's, Brock.
Yes.
Brock Lotus. There's a few moments last year where I get to tease him a little bit.
They had such great moments.
Yeah, and I'd like to have more of that. It'll be interesting.
Now,
see Proctor having fun. It'll be interesting.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about Brock. They had sort of like they teamed up a little bit last season to find out more about Lucas.
Yeah, that was a little.
More into that?
I can't. I mean, I know I can't say that.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
so.
Okay. Good. Well, my final question for you is: do you have a message for the fans as they get ready to watch this new season of Banshee?
It's gonna be one more action-packed, hot, steamy, naked girls fighting season. So they won't.
Everything we love.
Huh?
Everything we love.
Yeah. So they won't be disappointed. I can promise that.